So I've had a couple of my subscribers ask me to do a Pluto series, and I've been really excited about doing this. And I was going to start it today and go with Pluto in the first, or being a Pluto rising. But I decided that before I did that video, I wanted to focus on Pluto in the first house retrograde. Because although I can definitely explain Pluto energy, being a Scorpio moon and a Scorpio rising, my Pluto is retrograde at my first house, and I know that that makes a very big difference. Pluto retrograde in the first house, you're dealing with a transformative power that is turned inward. Your power and control and your ability to transform is all something that you do on an inward basis. And if you read anything about Pluto retrograde, you'll read that these people are dealing with changes that are happening before you're even able to put a name to it. And that's definitely very, very true. I would say with Pluto retrograde in the first, on a daily basis, something about my personality is transforming. Something about my personality I'm taking inward and I'm deciding to change. And it's been really, really hard with this placement throughout my life. I can definitely say that because out of nowhere, I will decide that a certain personality trait is something that I don't enjoy, and I will decide to change it right there, right, and in a blink of an eye I can totally smash out a part of my personality. So if you have Pluto retrograde in the first house, I'm guessing that you probably know exactly what I mean. It's you never have to you can't ever be defined. Nobody can ever say that your personality is like this or like that, because you are on such a basis of transformation on a daily basis that it's hard to even put you in a box or even attempt to put you in a box. I've realized because of this, people with very steady rising signs, like Taurus risings especially, they have a really hard time with me because they can't seem to ever get that steadiness from me. They can't ever seem to tell what exactly it is that I'm going to like or dislike, or my opinions on things, because they are constantly changing. I can remember in 4th grade I got caught lying about something. It was something about homework. I don't even remember, but I got in really big trouble for it. And in 4th grade I made it my mission to never lie again. And I mean I don't even know. Since 4th grade, I have not told a lie. That is the kind of transformative power that you have when you have Pluto retrograde. You have the ability to transform in a blink of an eye, simply based off of something that you're taking inward, something that you want to dispose of, something you want to rid yourself of. Because Pluto is known for being big on destruction, burning things down and rebuilding new. So when you have Pluto retrograde, you're you're able to transform and rebuild right there. It's not even something you have to focus on. A lot of people who have Pluto in the first house are known for changing their appearances a lot, and that's definitely something I have a lot of experience in. I've said many times to a lot of people that throughout my life I have lived many lives, and it's very, very true. As a teenager, I was this little punk girl with bright colored hair, and then I went on to become married at the age of 19, and I kind of became a soccer mom. I threw out all of my piercings, got rid of all of my wild ways. And then I kind of went on to this artistic mom thing, whatever. You do have this ability to completely transform your personality, to be a completely different person. And normally, which I've realized with other people with Pluto retro that I know, mainly people who have Pluto in the first house, the thing that I've seen them do as well is that you kind of go through cycles. It's almost like a yearly, not a yearly thing. It's every 5 years, they burn down and rebuild who they are. And I know that it has to drive people nuts, people who are close to these people. I know that it has to for people in my life as well, because they can never really get a good grip on you. You can be something one day, and then the next day you feel completely different about it. And it's not easy for people. People with Pluto retro, you change your convictions so easily. If something to you, I don't know how to even explain it. If you pick something up in your daily life and you decide that is not a part of who you want to be spiritually, you can completely dispose that and do everything in your power to not allow any sort of energy like that back into your life. It's very, very interesting how it works. But really like a really big major one for Pluto risings, especially if you have Pluto retrograde, is that you are going to be very, 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 very keen on transformation. Your physical body, especially, given that your rising sign is your personality, and your physical body, the personality that you project to the outside world, but also the physical aspect of it all. Yeah, you'll go from like, you might be like me and be somebody that dyes your hair monthly, like different colors. You'll have like a blonde phase or a black phase or a purple phase. It really doesn't matter. You'll be very drawn to the mysterious aspects of life. Like you might be into some in-depth like psychology and like investigation type work. That's a big part of what astrology actually is for me. You will be big on personal growth and transformation and being the best that you can be. And your physical parent, you can go from being, I don't know, like I was like 230 pounds when I had my son. I've lost 80 pounds. Like with Pluto retrograde in your first house, you are dealing with transformation of your physical persona, of your physical body, of who you are, who you see when you look in the mirror on a very, very, very large scale, on a daily basis, like scale. Personality traits, physical body traits, you will be somebody that will constantly be changing. Yeah, just really, really big changes throughout your life. A lot of death and rebirth of who you are and the way that you project yourself to the outside world. I don't know if this goes for other people who have Pluto RX. I know that with Pluto being power and transformation and it being turned inward for us, we still look very Plutonic in nature, but the power aspect of it, you can't feel. Like I know that my persona has a lot more of a submissive vibe to it. I don't know if that's because I'm a Pisces sun, but I don't think it is. I think it really is Pluto that flavors that a lot. Although I may look a little bit dark and mysterious to a lot of people, I don't have that underlying power that most Pluto risings do have. For me, it's all taken inward. I'm not out there being powerful and trying to like demand and like command like from other people. Like I demand and command from myself. And I know that that's very different. That was one of the reasons as to why I wanted to do this and film a video on Pluto RX in the first before I start this series, because I think that it's very, very interesting to look into. And I'm guessing that there's other Pluto RXers in the first out there who have the same kind of transformational power, definitely. You guys are big healers. We have a way of, I don't know, a way of like transforming ourselves throughout our lifetimes more so than anybody else that you will ever meet. You will be incredibly self-aware, and you will know how people react based on like the way that you were in the past. You will be aware of different personality traits that you may have once had and you have shed yourself of. It's very, very interesting to see that. And so because of that, we are really, really good at helping other people shed their old skin as well, and deal with those problems and deal with those issues. Especially if you're a Scorpio rising like me, because we are known for coming into this lifetime as at the lower octane of Scorpio. The selfishness, the mysteriousness, the privateness, and transforming our way up to the Phoenix at some point. And Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, so it's very, very similar in that sense. You will have lived many, many lives, just as I said. One thing that I can say that is very, very interesting is that I can almost pinpoint when I lost personality traits or when I stopped doing certain things. Like I'll see, and I mean, it's the negative traits, it's not the positive ones, but when I see these traits in other people, which this could also be my first house moon that's pointing out these traits in other people. But it's very interesting because I can see exactly why they're doing what they are doing, because I once reacted in the exact same way. And a lot of people think that this means that I must be the same way, but they don't realize that for me, it's like I've already shed that long ago. And normally I can go back to exactly the point in my life in which I remember shedding that personality trait. I remember getting rid of that negative facet of myself. So yeah, that's very, very much so Pluto RX in the first in a nutshell. If you have Pluto RX in the first, I would love to hear your opinions on this one, definitely, because I haven't met any other Pluto risings that are retrograde. But yeah, if not, hopefully that paints a better picture of Pluto retrograde in the first house. Thanks, guys.